from AT&T in 2014, they promised to grow the business and grow jobs. In 2014, we had over 2,200 members working at Frontier. Today, we have a little over 1,500. During a bankruptcy and an pandemic, CWA Local 1298 members stood by and helped Frontier survive. Over the last several years, contractors have been hired to replace call center jobs, engineering jobs, fiber placement, fiber splicing, and pole maintenance jobs. Contractors do not have the same training, skills, and knowledge of our state and customer needs. Using contract labor eliminates great opportunities for Connecticut jobs. My message to Frontier today is to invest in Connecticut jobs in a partnership with CWA to be the best fiber to the home provider in the state of Connecticut and a company that creates good union jobs. We have a couple of guests here today, and up first is our Senator, Dick Blumenthal. You were a friend of CWA for the whole time I've been involved with this union. Every single time we call, you're there. Thank you.
Well, I am proud to be a friend of CWA, proud to be a friend of all of the great workers who support every day to do their job with the best talent and experience and dedication of anybody coming to work in the country. And it's an honor to be here with you today, as well as your fellow elected officials and I just want to say something very simple. Internet for all. Everybody should have access to it. That's why we invested $65 billion in the bipartisan infrastructure package. $65 billion that I helped to champion. But it's not just $65 billion to be thrown out to whoever can do the work. It's got to be quality. It's got to be quality for American consumers. It's got to be quality for American workers. That is the basic principle at stake. And we have affirmed, the President has affirmed, Congress has said again and again, and I've written to the appropriate agencies along the college, again, not being Massachusetts, we need to protect our workforce from cost-cutting contractors who are going to adopt the cheapest methods that may be unsafe to jobs. And that's what's happening. $65 billion. That's not very much. We want it to be spent effectively and wisely. And here's another one. $5 million. That's the penalty that Frontier has just paid. A check has been written. They didn't even ask for hearing. That's the Saturday night. And the reason for that penalty is not some technical paperwork problem. They cut corners in their excavation, in installing the fiber optics. They put their lines next to the other lines that existed. They endangered the Connecticut public. Those kind of contractors coming from out of state are no substitute for Connecticut workers, union workers, who do the job right. So anybody who says, oh, well, that's just a CWA issue. No. It's a workforce issue for everybody in the state of Connecticut. It's a matter of keeping commitments that Frontier made when they came out of bankruptcy. And it is a matter of quality and safety for consumers and the Connecticut public. So we're not just going to look the other way. We're not going to back down. We're going to fight. The broadband brigade, started by CWA, is just the tip of the spear. Behind all of you, we're going to mobilize elected officials, private organizations, consumers, everyone who has an interest in safe, reliable, quality quality. Everyone ought to have it. And I just want to finish on this note. You know, there's a reason why unions have helped protect people. There's a reason why unions make us strong. We are stronger together than separate. Each of these separate contractors with separate employees, they can be bossed around by the hedge funds that control things. They can be exploited by the millionaires and a lot of them billionaires who just want to make more money. Unions fight for working families. Hard-working people who come to work, they put their lives on the line, and unions are a source of our strength in American democracy. So I want to salute 1298, CWA, everybody who's here today, everybody who supports them. It's really important for all of us in public office to step forward and show people where we stand. And I want to thank all of my fellow elected officials who are here today, and look forward to working with you. And once again, the unions make us strong. Thank you, CWA.
So before our next speaker, I do want to recognize that we're joined by Senator Dresser, Representative Elliott, Senator Cabrera, and our mayor, Warren here. But the next speaker, we're all welcome to say a few words. The next speaker is another champion of labor. Ed Hawthorne is the president of AFL-CIO, and every single time I've called him, he's with us as well. So I'd like to call up Ed Hawthorne. All right, Ed.
Thank you, brother, for the kind words. As he said, my name's Ed Hawthorne. I'm proud to serve the working men and women of Connecticut as the president of the Connecticut AFL-CIO, a federation of over 200,000 working men and women in our state. I just want to let Frontier know that all the members of the Connecticut AFL-CIO stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters here today and the ones working out in the field. We will not only stand with them, but we will stand with all of our local communities that have suffered because of Frontier's insistence on using untrained contractors to do the work of these dedicated professionals. Every employer should strive to have a dedicated workforce that cares about the community they serve. The best way to achieve this goal is by using workers that are from that very community, because those workers are the ones that care about the community that they live in. The hardworking members of CWA 1298 are Frontier's greatest asset. They are highly skilled, dedicated professionals who live in Connecticut and perform their assignments with the expertise and care necessary to accomplish the tasks assigned safely, reliably, and in a timely manner. Unfortunately, Frontier is failing to demonstrate the same commitment to its workforce that its workforce demonstrates to them in the work that they are assigned to do. Frontier is choosing a short-sighted path of using cheap, out-of-state contractors who disregard our laws, perform substandard work, and threaten the reliability of Connecticut's vital infrastructure. In the words of the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, these contractors engage in actions which jeopardize public safety through reckless and inappropriate underground installations in the public right-of-way. These cheap out-of-state contractors did what they always do. They cut corners to increase their profits, and their actions resulted in a $5 million fine. Imagine the billions of dollars Frontier could have saved if they used their own highly skilled workforce to perform these installations from the beginning. Frontier, if you want to support the community, if you want the community to support your company, you must be accountable to the community. You must support the community. The hardworking men and women of CWA 1298 are that community. They stood by you through the troubled times of bankruptcy and have demonstrated time and time again that they are committed to seeing this company succeed. On behalf of the over 200,000 working men and women of the Connecticut AFL-CIO, we call on Frontier to do the right thing, to do the smart thing, invest in his greatest asset, and that's the hard-working men and women of CWA 1298. Thank you all.
Move this right along with our friend Senator Cabrera, who we've been with since 2018, getting him to have a seat in the Senate, and he's been doing an outstanding job for working people. Here he is.
Good morning. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Morning. It's an honor to be here with you today. And let me just say, the members of CWA, thank you. I know the work you do is dangerous at times. You do good work to make sure that we're all able to have unity in our homes for our kids. So I just want to thank you for your hard work and the state of Connecticut. You know, I took a few minutes to read the Pura report on this record $5 million fine. And a few things jumped out at me that has been mentioned that are worth mentioning again. This is from the report. You know, Ed talked about jeopardizing public health, and these are their words. Through reckless and inappropriate underground installations of fiber optic cable. I went on, again, from the report. This action put at risk the health and the safety of both the public at large and the workers involved. So I went on to read it and I said, what else is going on here? And I'm no expert, but I know how to read English. The report went on to say they were laying fiber optic cables in public right-of-ways, using inappropriate design and construction standards, and causing damage to underground natural gas and electric distribution facilities. That's bad enough. That's worth $5 million by itself. But the report got even better, or worse, I should say. It said Frontier and its contractors knowingly and willfully violated the law and appear to be fraudulently concealing the violations in some instances by using fake conduits. Ladies and gentlemen, this is behavior unbecoming of any company in the state of Connecticut. This is just outrageous. They put these workers' lives in jeopardy. They lower standards in our industry. It is just completely unacceptable. So I'm really proud to stand with you, to stand with Senator Blumenthal and all the other elected officials. My friend Matt Lesser walked in, and Josh Elliott, and of course our mayor. We cannot allow businesses in the state of Connecticut to operate this way. The fact is, we know that union labor is high quality labor. We've seen this game before, where they, at arm's length, hire contractors and say, we know nothing about it, poor oversight, poor management, to cut corners just to increase their profits, and they put all of us at risk. Well, I say no, and I'm glad you're all here with me to say no with me. We've been doing this work a long time, and one thing I've learned in the labor movement that I've been so privileged to be a part of for 20 plus years is that the men and women of labor, whether it's CWA or any other job, they just want to make a living. They just want to support their families, and they want to go home safely. And it is incumbent upon us to hold operators like Frontier and others accountable to make sure that our friends, our neighbors, our fellow constituents, and community members can go to work and come home safely to their families. That's what this is about. Let's keep up the pressure. Let's keep up the fight. You know you've got me. I'm in your corner. We march on. Thank you.
And I know the senator's on a tight timetable here, and I just want to give the mayor an opportunity to say a few words. My new friend that I met today. Step right up.
Good morning. So I meet a lot of developers and businesses who come to me and want to build, renovate, and expand. And I tell them, do yourselves a favor and hire a union workforce. You will have good quality work. And good quality work means that you don't have to go back and fix it later, which causes delays and more money. So I also want to thank Pura, who did the right thing and slapped a fine because of bad work And they put their foot down and they said, if you do the wrong thing, if you put people's lives in danger, you're going to pay for it. So do yourselves a favor and hire a union workforce. Put people to work who take pride in their work, who do a good job, and don't have to go back and do it again the second time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And, you know, I really want to recognize that other representatives are fully behind us, whether they're in Congress or in the state. We have quotes in a press conference from Rosa DeLauro, John Larson, Joe Courtney, Lieutenant Governor Susan Bicewicz, our friend Josh Elliott and Matt Lesser over there, and Senator Cabrera, and Senator Kushner really couldn't make it and she wanted to be here, and Representative David Arcante. So these are all people who have our back all of the time. And I got a call last night from Senator Looney, and it was really good to hear him throw his support, and I know I can count on the speaker as well, Matt Ritter. So I want to thank my executive board, the business agents, the chief stewards, the mobilization group, and all of the people that do work for this local, because together, when we fight, we win. Thank you all for coming, and have a great day. So long.